Mark 13:14 is helpful. When you see the abomination of desolation standing where he ought not to. I have to do a little technical work there, but the Greek estikota is a masculine participle. He, the abomination, is a neuter noun in Greek, and normally then would follow a neuter noun with an it. But what Mark has so cleverly done is to alter, it's called an agreement ad sensum, a grammatical agreement to tell you that the abomination is a person, not a thing. Certainly not Titus in AD 70, because Paul then takes it up and explains it as the man of sin. You know that, 2 Thessalonians 2. The man of sin is not an ism. And the beast, the minor beast, the false prophet in Revelation 13, the same person. And in Daniel, the same thing several times. There's a little horn who is clearly a person, the last king of the north in Daniel 11, who comes to his end. I'm giving you now Daniel 11:45. The final king in the series of kings of the north, which is not the West, Rome, but a Middle Eastern confederation, final king of the north comes to his end, that's his death, in the land almost certainly, at the time of the Great Tribulation. Let me give you $1 million clue here, if I may. Daniel 12, verses 1 to 3, are an absolute key. At that time, do you know the word time occurs 4 times in that verse? That's absolutely unprecedented. And the expression at that time, there it is in 12:1, at that time, what time? 11:45, the chapter break is disastrous there. Remember, the chapters are man-made. At the time of the death of the last king of the north in Daniel 11:45, when he dies, that's the time when Michael, at the very same time, will have stood up to protect Israel during the time of great tribulation. And guess what happens immediately after that? And then comes the great deliverance. And what's that mean? Multitudes of those who sleep in the dust of the ground will arise, some to the life of the age to come. Jesus loved that verse in Matthew 13:43. You've got scope for multiple sermons on all of this. People don't know this. Now, why are we making a fuss about prophecy? People say, well, I don't need prophecy. I need to be told how to live. That is very false. Every word of God is life-giving. And Paul said, if you'll read 2 Thessalonians 2, the second chapter, that is, of 2 Thessalonians, Paul said, don't you remember that when I was with you, probably 3 weeks founding the church, I used to be telling you these things. Do you know that Paul gave them the same rundown on end-time prophecies you're getting now? This is not boring prophecy stuff. This is part of the Spirit of Jesus, which is energy and truth in your life. Make you feel better, make you live longer. And you need to study that until you can teach it to other people. That's going to take some work. You know, the Jehovah's Witnesses, with all of their faults, and the groupthink which has taken them over, do meet on a Wednesday to teach each other, how do I explain my strange doctrines at the door? This takes work. It's not going to happen automatically. You start by doing it.